Hey everybody, it's Hailey, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a super flaky pie crust, and I can promise you that this is going to become a new favorite. I also have another pie crust recipe on my channel, but that one is with only butter, and this one has butter and shortening, so it's a little different. Anyways, let's get started. Alright, so first in my bowl here I have 2.5 cups of flour, or 300 grams, and then I have half a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to add in 6 tablespoons of salted butter, and I've cubed it like this, and then I stuck it in the freezer because you want it to be very cold. That's the key to flaky pie crust, and then like getting those little butter clumps in your pie crust. I also have 3/4 cup of shortening, and you're gonna want to put this in the freezer as well. You want this to be super cold. Super cold. All right, and then I'm gonna take my pastry grinder and I'm going to kind of cut the butter and the shortening into the flour. All right, so I'm done cutting up the butter. You still want them to be kind of in big chunks because we're gonna mix it more. And now we're going to add the ice water. So I'm gonna start with 1/4 cup, but you may need to add more depending on how sticky your dough is. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and mix this with my hands. It's gonna be much easier for me. Okie dokie. Perfect. And I think my dough is actually done, but you may need to add up to 1/4 cup extra. Just gonna press this together. All right, so then you're gonna wanna kind of split the dough in half. I think that's half. Yeah, a little bit more. Okay, and then I'm gonna take my dough and kind of form it into a nice little disc here. Oh, you can see the butter, it's beautiful. And then I'm gonna place it on the plastic wrap, and we're gonna wrap it in the plastic wrap. Right, and now these are going to go into the fridge for 2 hours to chill before we roll them out and bake them. All right, off to the freezer. Pie dough is done chilling, and now I'm going to flour my work surface. I've got this baking mat that I'm going to be rolling it out on, but you can also just roll it out on the countertop. And we're going to want to roll this out to about 1/8 of an inch thick. So flour on top of the dough and on the rolling pin, and then just start by pressing down, then lift it up and turn it, so that we make sure it doesn't stick. Just being very gentle with this. We don't want it to crack. And now I'm gonna start rolling it out slowly. Now I've got some cooking spray, and I'm gonna spray this pan, and just gonna spread it around. And now you're going to move the pie dough into the pie dish. Come in close. I'm going to take my rolling pin and kind of just wrap it around it. Don't crack. Oh, it's kind of sticking to the bottom. I didn't flour it enough, I guess. You need lots of flour before you start rolling out your dough, because you do not want it to stick. Okay, that came up pretty good. And I've got my pie dish. I'm just going to lay it on top. What? You can see I've got some spots that aren't like going all the way to the top of the pan. That's okay, we're just gonna like press it together. It's gonna be okay if this pie looks a little bit rustic because, you know, it's apple pie. It does not have to be perfect. And now I'm going to stab it with a fork. Okay. While the dough was chilling in the fridge, I made this delicious apple pie filling. Yum. And this recipe for apple pie filling is on my channel if you would like to make it. It is so delicious. My family liked it so much that I'm making 2 apple pies this time instead of 1, which is kind of crazy, but it was really good. And I'm going to pour all of this yummy filling into the pie crust. Now I'm gonna roll out my other pie crust exactly the same as the bottom one. And you're gonna want this to be about a 9 or 10 inch circle. I got my second pie crust rolled out. If you want, you can cover the top of your apple pie with a lattice pie crust. It's super easy and it looks so pretty. And I will link a video in the description box for how to do that. But I'm just gonna do a basic top crust today. Now I'm just cutting off some of the extra on the very edge of the pan. It's not that much. And I'm going to tuck this in, and then I'm gonna crimp the edges. And the way I like to do this is just by going like this, just using my thumb and my pointer finger, and then my pointer finger on my other hand. It's very cute. Okay, so I finished crimping my crust, and now we are almost done. I am going to do the egg wash on top, which is going to help our crust get a nice, beautiful golden brown color. And egg wash is just 1 egg whisked with 2 tablespoons of water, or 1 or 2 tablespoons. You want to get this all over. All right, and then after you put your egg wash on, if you have any extra things, then you're gonna put those on top, and the egg wash kind of glues it onto your pie. So I have these 2 little leaves that I'm going to put in the middle. I think that's good. And then I'm going to egg wash those as well. And then if you want, you can sprinkle sugar on top. That would be great. But I'm actually kind of out of sugar. But I have cinnamon, and since it's an apple pie, I thought cinnamon would be good on top. But don't put cinnamon on every pie. Cinnamon will not work for all pies. Come out, cinnamon, come out. Just a little bit of cinnamon. And then, pro tip, I've got a baking sheet with foil, and then I'm going to put my pie dish on top of that, just in case anything leaks out so it doesn't get in on the bottom of your oven, because that'd be bad. Oh, and I almost forgot, if you don't do like a lattice, then you have to cut slits in the top of your pie to let air vent. And I'm gonna do like diagonal slits, so hopefully they look a little bit decorative. And at this point, you just wanna follow the instructions for the filling that you're using, because the filling is kind of what the baking time is based off of. But if you're making apple pie with me, I'm going to put this in the oven at 450 degrees for 15 minutes, and then we're going to turn the oven down to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and bake it another 45 minutes. All right, and enjoy the pie. While that pie is baking, we can actually go ahead and try it, because I made another pie earlier, and this one's not as pretty, but it's still delicious. Ooh. Just look at this pie crust, super flaky. I'm gonna try this. Oh my gosh. The filling is amazing, and the crust just melts in your mouth. It's so delicious. Also, the edges are kind of crisp, and it like adds to the flakiness. It's just so good. Well, anyways, thank you so much for baking with me today. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so you know every time I post a new video. And let me know in the comments what your favorite pie is. And I will see you next time. Goodbye! Yay, it's fall, it's fall! Okie dokie, are we recording? Okay. Oh no, don't spill out of the pie. Don't do that. This filling does not want to stay. It looks a little bit odd, but it's going to be okay.